Hello dear friends and welcome to this video. I hope you had a wonderful summer holiday. I had been to Rome, really beautiful city and not too warm when we were there. And afterwards to Tibet for almost 3 weeks. Just an amazing adventure. Even though you're diabetic, you can do everything. And now I wanted to start a little bit a series about mental health, and we have been talking about food and diet, so maybe we can bridge it with an episode about exactly that, about the diet, about food and mental health. And here are some points I really want to hammer in. First of all, at least for me, I cannot be too strict. For my mental health, if I would only be on a strict diet for the rest of my life, I would really suffer. So at least for me, and I think for most other people, because we see people going on a strict diet, they normally don't do it for the rest of their life, and often they become more obese or more unhealthy afterwards. So at least for me, it is 80-20 thinking. 80% should be healthy, good food. Maybe also if you're a diabetic, the same food or very similar, so you know what type of insulin, how much you need to take, and so on, is very beneficial. So I really enjoy this lifestyle with 80%-ish is very healthy food I normally eat, and then 20% is whatever I want. Then I can really keep it. Then I can really maintain it and do it for a long time, which I have many years. So I like really this thinking, not too strict. I would suffer at least a bit mentally, and also at parties and restaurants. Traveling is, impossible to do it too strict, especially to more exotic places. So for me, I really enjoy this 80-20 thinking. And very importantly, if you're a diabetic, it is very hard to just eat whatever you want all the time. I cannot do it. I have no chance as a type 1 diabetic. My blood sugar goes everywhere. And when I'm on holiday, I notice a little bit. It gets compensated a little bit because I'm walking often a lot when I'm on holiday. I really enjoy it. But at the same time, my blood sugar is much more unstable on holiday than it is normal everyday life. I don't know if it's the same for you or not. So there I can see it. And when my blood sugar is bad, it gives me some anxiety from time to time. Low blood sugar can make me really sometimes even a bit depressed. We can talk about this later, feeling very bad. And also high blood sugar can also give a lot of anxiety. So when my blood sugar is more or less stable, I feel so much better mentally. So that's why it's so important, if you're diabetic, to have a good diet that makes your blood sugar stable, and have a lifestyle that makes your blood sugar stable. For me, it's eating almost the same food every day. I do it at least for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Very similar food, which I know which amount of insulin to take and how it will react with my body. And sometimes I enjoy a little bit here and there after dinner and so on. And I also vary my dinner a little bit, but it's still healthy. It's still easy to take the right amount of insulin. When I'm eating pizza here and there or different times all the time, it's very difficult, and it gives me a lot of mental stress as well. And the same with sleep. One of the best thing I really did with my diet was also to not eat at least 3 hours before bed. So my blood sugar is stable before I go to bed. It makes my nights so much better. When I eat a lot, or especially unhealthy things just before bed, wow, it's so difficult for me. And it gives me low blood sugar, high blood sugar at night, and that again makes me sleep worse, which makes me feel much worse the next day. So one of the best things I did for my mental health was to not eat at least 3 hours before bed, normally. Weekends, special occasions, of course, but normally in everyday life. And I can really highly recommend it for most people. And if you get really hungry, also no problem, just eat something without calories. For example, of course it has a little bit, but at least it doesn't affect your blood sugar a lot, a carrot or something like that before bed. So you don't need to worry about your blood sugar. If I have a big piece of cake or something just before bed, it's really, really hard for me. And then again, makes it hard for my mental health. So 3 points today. This not to be too strict, because that's also hard for your mental health, especially maybe in social occasions, traveling, and so on, and to make it sustainable. And then of course to take care of your health, have a healthy diet. It means so much for your mental health as a diabetic. And also really to take care of the nights so that you have a good night of sleep and you don't need to worry about high blood sugar or low blood sugar and the effect it has on your sleep, and it becomes this negative spiral. So for me at least, not eating at least 3 hours before bed, or at least not things with a lot of carbohydrates, have been a lifesaver there. When I was younger, I used to have very low blood sugar, waking up at night, you know, with the cold sweats, just horrible, much more often. And now I cannot remember the last time. Yeah, sometimes it gets a little bit high, but that's much easier to manage. I take a little bit of insulin, and often I wake up and I need to pee if it's a little bit high. So I kind of noticed often during the night. So some tips, some thoughts, and let's talk more about mental health and being a diabetic this fall. Have a wonderful day. Bye.